going to accept that. First of all, she came up with a rule. Well, if one name in a sheet is incorrect, you got to throw out the whole sheet. Well, that didn't do it. So she came up with another rule. If you're not registered to vote, all the signatures you collected are invalid. Well, let me tell you what she was able to do with those two things is delay the thing beyond the November election so it couldn't be on the ballot. And then 5 pastors challenged her. And when they challenged her, she subpoenaed all their sermons and all their emails that had anything to do with either her or this ordinance. And praise God, all 5 of those pastors said, we will not comply. Well, let me tell you how great God is. The next day, my son called his pastor. My son is a member of First Baptist Church in Houston. He called his pastor and said, Pastor, concerning what just happened in Houston, I would like to have a pastor's rally, and I'd like to have it in our sanctuary, and I want to have it tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Can I use the sanctuary? And the pastor begins to laugh over the phone. And so Ted says, why are you laughing? And the pastor says, well, you know, about 3 months ago, I was so concerned about what was happening in America and in Houston that I talked to about 50 pastors and asked them for us to get together to pray for the city. And I got 50 pastors coming to my office tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Ted had wanted to do that rally at 11 o'clock. So Ted went at 10 o'clock and got on his knees together with his 50 pastors as they spent an hour praying for America and praying for Houston. And then they went down to the sanctuary. By this time, there were about 500 people that had shown up. And Ted stood in that podium with 50 pastors behind him and said, Caesar has no jurisdiction over the pulpit. And all 50 of those pastors said, we will not comply if we are soon asking for our sermons. You see, actually what happened in Houston did something good. It was like a cattle prod to get these pastors to wake up from their stupor. It acted as a catalyst. But what is it going to take for pastors across America to wake up? Jesus said, you're the light of the world. Well, let me tell you what we do in our churches. We come to church with our little flashlights, pointing the light on one another. Boy, are we great about criticizing one another, about gossiping about one another. But you know, light is worthless unless you point it to darkness. That's out there in the marketplace. It is about time that we stop playing church inside the 4 walls and we take our message out there. Jesus also said, you're the salt of the earth. Salt is a preserver. But in order for salt to preserve anything, you have to place it upon that which you want to preserve. You know, it is about time that we fight to preserve the sanctity of life. It is about time that we fight to preserve the sanctity of marriage. It is about time that we fight to preserve the virtue of our teenagers. Proverbs 17:15 says, he who justifies